just right now is what like to have on the data to like take on like the door that program with now that that or from a perspective to us based family background and expected now that the door again. So being absolutely no match dot regardless of that or from the files of net people regardless of the that everything against that the door has like different that not even putting that one but like a challenge against that. Giving that being incident even give that like a challenge that you would have given to like the Lord man. So like now so that that way like a protect the Lord has it all with the absolutely use that for one and to be to the road like this not the as like the as like that in the about what for of like this so that will also can be by then like managing to like sort of the putting and disease by the number of like it will surely coming to that sort of skill of that sort of that the out of the activity. And at that point I'm looking that it's a go and that see that beginning that now that I'm still and at that point I'm looking to still having cannot be to keep on that link that was now there. Then like I'm different on one side like the bad is beginning to go and that hatching and sort of maybe like the different campaigns the exact the values being usable and both up having this get of not very so the key to that taking different things where but they're moving that even again that format when programming people still getting on board by program like mercenary that I'm without like the type of that style when program itself finally offered and it's a race like not a so last at that point I sort of gain that defeat and when state is when I'm like trying that program or so we are realizing that like fight then like I'm trying that way that against like start planning super like if it goes to that experiment with data stick those points of like like by the number of things that is only getting once again off or by the like at that point like and so different like it goes like for mark like transformation trying to like once again take off it goes to like between that like it's not but like at that point up from that to that and that's the whole of that those like it's not so find the feeling in that of the damage but when uh, the strength of like with that jumping with this like a like is pushing away and then controlling the way like the whole like transformation going this don't allow sector on the technical to the take out again. Then not select the business. That way, if you go to the shop, case in that it was get that and return that not like only that a lot more of that because less than possible with the experience. If that power line into the thing at the low power for it and decision that is like it's not like and that's why that's the lot of high moving like it's not that so that means that then it's stop for like for the like the not then it's so yeah that one that very clear is the most like tsunami that so at that point, with like the north of Thailand, like from the within that for my husband would be about to let us clear. But like I support that and for the things that Kane did it. So the thing up here is support like so I actually letting this towards like for the like taking out it that so like the program would be that thing would be able to get like now and that way like when that scale as well as like so the yeah, it's my uniting the through the so that's the performance that the scenario at that point is that scenario that so like at that point I'm looking at like even though probability again negative to the direct or everything that so at that point so the thing to be so happy to like see game once again like the scenario that I'm doing and that way at that point that Koga playing all the platforms on like in succeeding the like as a program that phase and mainly that the places for of the places like so the happy community with that in like the form of like change is that change of scenario that we're living in. Right, and this is like one scenario that I'm looking and that sort of scenario that I'm looking for in for that maybe by the time like for the country everything that hopefully that may come to get it will be verified by like February and that point like it will come to the for like and at that point it's go and that sal prevent like sitting at that point I'm so different than people straight away shouting out to that correct down like the flying down and to that they say they go that is now that way like I'm thinking it's about that is today, that quite easy to take on that is like people will be batting against that the pulling more of the thing. Now it's like so that that way I can put it right and then to go with the fifty times like to have to keep that like supplying those and basically that way and to such a manner like that is the soul the taken way soul uh, of that we go turn back to like to look for like that will be great now that and they would definitely with that is that they are again like the team of that and Nova and Sarah is like things now so that we might have for like the one so that somebody in that factor I don't and I want to go to that footstool and survive that the return that they will go into that story just like the scenario that of the range. So that the middle friends and right now for things now to be like the values of that and around everything just like now to that save 20 like I'm going to bring that and now being able to like now instead of the vessels and we have to bring that the situation to be such that basically when you not having time left and then for wait for like I think to be still I'm going to bring to it my seat for like line shot that with the way that so great extent of that might have taken a great extent of that energy source for that want to be depleted might be that the soul break in which that manner in which that energy might be able to be played might be left the case with me positive that I was trying to definitely I'm looking that way. That exact blind dot that is great extent by the taken great extent of when you solar depending on making it toward that picture and make it towards like the blind dot they go and transferring like that 20 like source power to picture to the dot the and like so bring that the and that's our like you could make it towards like exact location work like the old man song would be battling against I have a picture 11 of that on the listing of that cable to not only being able to like single it was like that once the backup directing that came around with black sort of would be easily making it towards that where black chat and Nova would be that at that point I'm not explaining that I expect about changing end of the other thing so those of them chat Nova and that backup integrating a platform for that soul man bound program for the like showing the scenario share as well. So that at that point when I'm sitting the president, it's the friends going to be at that point that that all supplying all the terms and well like the showing up and that would be transferring the big event that the great extent of that currently like soul power to that soul man bound effect is another soul man bound assuming that to a great extent of the soul power at that point, I'm looking like as the economic and like straight away that simultaneously straight away the oil like government so we have to make that so when we like the like the government of government the event for the leading even for the more and basically that is doing the law like the government law like at that point straight away so that's all like now that I feel so at that point, I'm putting that not like that 20 so that would be referring back to that personality then I'm supposed to fix so that at that point I'm when we going to great extent of like based on like why like soldiers and like character before it has like still 20 managed to like hold on and survive that was like not that it was over and I'm looking to be at that point that like when we find them going back to like home just that me I live in the region and the range that can so the sort of that's happening in a situation where like I mean you find very less kind depth and kind of how would be and to deliver it for next and around all of them would be absolutely you know hand or maybe and to deliver it for like and what it has been expected for like a ranking like this now that yeah so to be like get that very final moment of that kind of like a situation of like a that as well that unfortunately like a ranking is like so return back to that ranking story and that ranking getting saved that they like really now that was the brain okay so like the little things right now for like usually don't like the end of the band and the different for like the female bound aspect most likely sharing that sit and go through a similar situation as that of that game and for like the artist that is now that expand of them to like the like the recent power game that the female bound mentioned but the bring like now that how power of their next power there as well might have happened on that certainly not and yet at the same time that the will, the strength of like the will of that the female might have not grown significantly at the same time. Might have been what might have happened is definitely my preparation. That way, like I'm super that the thought might have instantly be able to like sense that like the power of like the change in that the gap in that when the sort of gap in that the strength in that strength of like, the will of the female bone, which might have happened like might have been instantly been able to that sense by the laws affect the female bone might be that it is the female bone. So like a person like the laws female bone might be stealthily trying to like slowly make down the data itself against that the female bone to that bring down left the female bone. So that might be like that to the piece from human credit and selfie approach like an explain like initially. So that is that formula to that the will of like the female bone not being strong enough and then the female bone that form like secretary which might be the case that we run of that the dot and basically doing exactly as like the dot would be advising like the female boss to do. That never forget eventually like the battle against like working as a PhD that to different countries. In terms of like that yeah, along with like a sort of that other plant of member like the different arriving showing up to like the exact location around that yeah. If then the minimum and that way looks at not like the backup side where we the downside like I'm very different like the higher down like the balance chance of like change and at that point like the single down like that in the field is further in the balance like it's not there. Then at that point I'm probably playing that the law seeing that situation as bad as it chance to like manipulate like the female bound and it that basically like the female bound getting desperate in that situation where like the positive and the female bound they just feel that suggesting might be feeling as like positive to like the female bound so like the female bound listening to like the advice of like the from her thoughts and that also taking that the not gaining strength even greater strength over like the female bound and like only that way that the door itself that wasn't that no no of like the female bound eventually and failing to that of the female train. Just so like that William Newton might help form that this William processing regardless of that when that arriving and if another one like that should be arriving for that team but still even at that point like not standing not being that kind of time that games lecture or with its point of that the team of that Mabashi as well as that the female bounce that it is now is that but like I'm exactly which does like the values of the integrated and both the ring along with that that also that the female bound like and that Mabashi is that thought list as well definitely secretly conspiring and planning to that to return against that bounce and basically that eventually happening is like scenario that yeah. So we bring like a potential of scenario in that battle to be like a scenario where that yeah and team to be like a tournament and like situation and under different theme of that mobile leagues and but that's like the same spot would be about to bring that down with the final focus kind of scenario there. But like at that very last second slowly bring that the both and also like Mabashi as well as like the female bomb that at the very last second turning against like the bounce and basically crossing like that whole long of left for the bounce the female bounce as well as Mabashi like the scenario that I was able to bring in so that the writing is for the film scenario is most likely about the tone this like the green yeah using its own power and combining its own power with like the powers within like power and productive within that yeah so that to eventually have something like in a complete scenario for like Mabachi legend definitely until that point I'm focusing that yeah the controls yeah by the law is actually like all the orders of that Mabachi I think Williams would depend on by standing close to like Mabati that the control yeah after the Roman that that during the sort of like an extremely long for the gates like Mabati that bring down Mabati place is not necessarily good play and then going like the door is that then they exiting out of the yeah and only cause of Mabati to let the yeah and basically at that point like the this the black providence that would be flying off and going through orange that is 2023. At the moment, Brents right now, sir, like maybe don't might desire for that absolute create of hand to be free from like masters, bound masters might be like actually the place of the might be free on that like from the can get that might be really design freedom from them that 24 leading to the master bound lifestyle will be in the case of like the bound master lesson like don't understand like even at that point it's like it's being like you have like the man of like the top maybe staying the like the master bound might be that with the case. So like the music generation right now for my next like an expensive like a single program of back later and like when it's like getting up and chat and feeling it use like now then where of like and for that like I'm going to for the trying to get like showing up the like location university to have that yeah and also know this like now that was the wrong thing again. So that the game is brain your patient that so by now might have putting more time state hard work at like and into his like training in like so I think that by now like I'm doing thing this one might out against and also by now might feel the case so like the game is going for like it's now to be that so definitely going to go for a defeating that all that so this is that guys know that they're good to know that I'm looking at the name of the brand right now that the Swatch person might be like the percentage might be so extremely weak that from the rank but may not be the next in Koga that was now that I would have defined that for like by the time that the launch of Koga would give us in like anything at that point that Koga would have not been able to that bring itself to cost that of the loss of that which goes like narrow than because the thing even with like Koga's like spend that mind and spirit like and Koga still due to which is when I recall so much of game like when I saw that of me genius to that bring that to that was that loss of like which goes like now it's that that I was playing that Koga now genius to that showing and doing the at that point itself I was playing by for to be expected that point that I'm focusing that channel and by consideration and the same thing is that lot of net products to be confident in the kind of right. Say like the main trend right now that that product person widely absolutely certain that like product on might be that strongly that the product is able to like steer it from that punishment so parenting is going to sort of to be alone connect that program and this going to be the trend. So certainly I'm hoping that for the program to like neither the front back should have gen on program trying to like step. So even if I think you like a step from this like the other direction. So the program might just only think that like a step from gen would be certainly I'm praying for that program was checking right now it's that take away deciding to get off to that exact location on top of next the clip where like program had basically let's go of like the stuff of that game that can be that program from there on top of that very quickly. And I'm talking different that Koga from there like would be uh most likely destroying that Koga like sense of knowledge that I'm going to expect. So that fight the control that like I'm putting that Koga government to that stone structure of that game that Koga had built that Koga standing there and talking to that game something that's strong with jump of gaining weight is not extended as that all the things that is not that and then like so about that is the point that on and basically at that point that's the law of that Koga as well blank having which that changes scenario that I'm sure of the bring out right that not like I'm bring that or like I'm going to bring that maybe Koga releasing like store that and at that point like that replicating it's like straight up from like the control of like the bomb program and once like that will be getting free that to be straight away leaving at like that point it's like the law. So, the scenario then it's the same.